This is Dianne Davis, out and about. And today it's about this fellow, Gerry McCambridge, the mentalist. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. What is a mentalist?
Don't steal my gig. I don't do your interviews. You don't tell people what they're thinking. That's my gig.
Oh, you're right.
Okay.
Okay, what is a mentalist, Gerry?
A mentalist is a performer who uses mental manipulation as a kind of entertainment. You know, magic has a bunch of different classifications. You could be an illusionist like Copperfield, who makes the Statue of Liberty disappear. You can be a street magician like David Blaine, who goes out on the street. You can be a dove worker like Lance Burton used to do and pull doves out of every crevice of his body. Mentalism is messing with people's minds, screwing with their head where there's no way that they can figure it out because they're like, how would you know that stuff? It's impossible for you to know that stuff. So mentalism is a form of magic dealing with people's thoughts.
Okay, you heard what he said. I saw his show a week ago. He starts off by saying, I'm going to screw with your mind. And it's exactly what he said. He does. He'll pick someone from the audience. Well, first you fill out a card and you say,
you put questions down. You want me to
questions. Am I going to go on vacation, or who was my first boyfriend? And so he takes these
questions that I would not have any way of knowing the answer.
Okay.
Which makes it more and more difficult because I've been doing this for 36 years. So 36 years ago.
Can we ask you how old you are?
You could, but I'm not going to answer.
Wait, I'm a mentalist. I'll figure it out.
61.
Okay.
When I started 36 years ago, for you to put down who is my favorite child or my children's names would be interesting for me to figure out. But nowadays with the internet, I can go on your Facebook page and see everything about you. So the beginning of the show is fill out this card and put down questions that I would have no way of knowing. So if I do guess it, you will be impressed.
Okay. So then you take these cards and you crumble them up. You hold it in your hand and you go, is there a Susan from North Carolina? And damn, this woman goes,
that's
me. And she stands up and then he'll say, was your first bike blue? Or some craziness like that.
Well, I do more impressive stuff than the color of your bike, but keep going. We got the hint.
And I'm sitting there along with everyone else going, how does he do this?
Then that means I'm doing my job. I'm screwing with your head. That's exactly the reaction that
But I want to know how you do it.
Very nicely. Here's the basis of my show, so you understand. When I was a kid,
like 200 people, give or take, in the audience.
There's 200 people in the audience. When I first came to town, I was at the Stardust. That was 700 or 800. Great to be there. To headline there was prestigious, good for the ego, but it wasn't good for the show. Mm-hmm. Because when somebody stands up and says, yes, Gerry, I had a blue Schwinn, I want you, no matter where you are in the audience, to be able to look over at her and go, he's getting this correct.
How did you know it was a Schwinn?
Well, because I'm the mentalist. But the point is, I like the small room. I like the intimacy. I'd rather do a ton of shows at 200 a night than a big show where you can't, who's he talking to? Is somebody over there? You know, so I like the intimacy of that theater. So when they decided to do the V2 theater, they called me and said, do you want to do it? I looked at the room and said, oh, I love this room. But back to the original point.
Yeah. So you got like 200.
When I was a kid, I studied magic. I loved Copperfield and I loved Doug Henning. And I quickly realized that a magician is a puzzle presenter. Okay? Look, I'm going to make this girl float. You don't know how I do it. You may think it's strings, but I'm going to pass the hoop over her.
Right.
You may think it's a pole or something, and I'm going to show you everything that you think and show you that it's not true. I'm presenting a puzzle, solve the puzzle. You don't leave that show thinking to yourself or thinking to your husband, how did he learn to defy the laws of gravity?
Okay.
You leave thinking, what was the trick? And I did not like that. Mm. When we were kids, we grew up and we believed in magical things. Dragons and fairies and Easter bunnies and tooth fairies and leprechauns and elves and then Santa Claus. And then we grew up and the magic leaves our lives. And I wanted to bring that back for people,
Oh,
for
that's
older
beautiful.
people,
Okay.
where you don't go see a magician and go, oh, he's making things float. You go and say, oh, how does he do that trick? Well, I wanted you to leave my show going, was that a trick? Like, there's no way he could have figured it out unless he's psychic or intuitive. So the basis of my show is that, bringing the magic back into your life. So you talk about it afterwards. Did you leave my show and talk to your husband on the way home about it? Talk to other people about it?
How the heck does he do that?
I did my job. I
How do
screwed
you-
with your mind enough
You did.
that you
You
don't leave
absolutely
saying,
did.
oh, how did blah, blah, blah make that car appear? You don't talk about that a week or two later. You know, people come back to my show and they go, I was here 2 years ago. I told my kids about it. Now I brought them to the show. There's no way you could have known.
What's your favorite?
Routine?
But thank you. I was looking for the word. Yeah.
I would probably have to say the blindfold routine with the slips.
Oh.
Because that's
With
the
the
most,
slips?
when I'm holding the slips.
Oh, okay.
Because it's the most personal.
Uh-huh.
It's hey, here, pick a card, any card. Is that your card? You should technically say, no, Magic Boy, it's your card, right? Because it's not personal to you.
Okay.
You looked at it, or maybe you signed it or whatever. Where the slips, it's, I'm telling you the name of your first grade school teacher.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the address you used to live at when you were a kid 84 years ago, or whatever. You know, so it's more intimate, it's more personal, and I like that. That's what people connect with the most.
If you're listening here, he said, I tell you the name of your first grade teacher, and you're thinking to yourself, no, I heard that wrong. You didn't hear it wrong. That's what he friggin' does. And it's crazy.
And that's why I've been doing it for 36 years successfully, because I've tapped into something that people really enjoy watching.
Six nights a week.
It's the least visual show in Vegas. You go see Copperfield, friend of mine, not saying anything bad. There's a dinosaur,
illusions,
and there's
right.
a UFO, and there's an alien, and he produces a car, and you go, whoa, 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 whoa. With me, you'll walk in the showroom, there's 2 tables sitting on the stage, and there's nothing. Like, the most visual thing is a few Nerf balls and a nail gun, a few nail guns. But the least amount of things that I have, the less things that you can point to and go, oh, that was probably a trick.
Oh, let's talk about nail guns.
Go ahead.
He's got 4 nail guns. And someone else chooses which ones to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And there he is, bang, into the head.
It's a game of Russian roulette with nail guns. I don't suggest anybody try it at home. I am a professional.
Yes.
But at the beginning of the show, I say I'm going to do some stuff having to do with intuition, which is
Is there
something.
anything that we can do with these people that are watching
Who's
to
watching?
mess with their heads?
Yeah, we can invite them to the show.
Ah,
We can invite them to the
okay.
star ceremony. I can't do things over.
Okay.
Somebody in the audience is thinking
Yeah.
their first grade teacher was BT. Guess you can't prove that now,
No.
can you?
Okay.
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 Uh,
The show is
6 nights a week. I'm Dark Wednesday.
dark on Wednesdays. And what time's the show?
7:30, the V Theater.
Suitable
Planet
for
Hollywood.
how old?
I like to say 14 and up because I like to say the S word.
Mm.
I feel I can punctuate and make jokes with it. But everyone who asks me, can I bring my kid? I go, well, I say the S word. And they go, oh, my kid has heard a lot worse.
Okay.
So you can bring anyone you want, but just be aware, I use the S word a few times.
Now you've been doing this.
Are we allowed to say that word on your TV?
Sure.
What is it?
You've been doing this a long, long time.
I've been-
You have a significant event coming up. Let's talk about that.
My third marriage? No. I will be performing my 5,000th Las Vegas show on July 30th. So
2024.
yes, so they decided because I'm hitting 5,000 shows, it'll be my
5,000.
20th year headlining in Vegas that they're going to immortalize me with a star on the Walk of Fame.
That's so cool.
That is just
So when
it
and
takes
where
my
will
breath
that
away
be
every time I
exactly?
hear it.
Because everybody's invited, right?
Everybody is invited to the public ceremony. It is Wednesday, July 31st, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
Come on down, be there. We're going to reveal the star, and I'm going to take
cool.
pictures with anybody who wants to pose with me and the star and celebrate
Wednesday, July
31st.
31st.
Mhm.
Very nice day. So we have like a minute left.
Okay.
Favorite food?
Pizza.
Favorite way to relax?
Watching movies.
Favorite show?
Mine.
There you go. Gerry McCambridge, The Mentalist, V Theater, 6 nights a week. Go see him. You're going to say, how did he do that? This has been Dianne Davis.
And Gerry McCambridge.
And out and about.